Before Hotze Health and Wellness Center, I had very little experience because I was raised with a healthy distrust of doctors because I've seen them cause problems in many of my family's lives. So I went one time for the issue I was thinking about, we're going to discuss here, and they just said, yo, you're just getting older, you just deal with it. Well, the health problems I was experiencing at the time, I had always been healthy, worked out, ate right, studied the health books, and about a certain time I started to just gain weight for no reason. I couldn't think right. I owned my own business. I was sitting at my desk trying to set goals one December and my plan for the next year, and I didn't care. I couldn't do it. I couldn't focus. I couldn't do anything. I just wanted to sleep. I wanted to just sit down and rest all the time. And my wife saying, this is not you, this is not you. I saw 2 doctors before I went to Hotze Health and Wellness Center, and they both recommended the standard, you need to be on a statin, you need to be on this, you need to be blood pressure, all these things that I didn't think I had, but they're just plugging me right in their little protocol. So. Well, the traditional doctors seem to think it was just age. It's just, you're in your middle 40s, you're at that certain age. This was when I went, this is a while back. But you're in your middle 40s, you're at this certain point, and you're just getting older, and this is what's going to happen. Try to lose some weight, let's check your cholesterol, just the standard responses. Nothing addressing what I was asking about. They completely didn't even listen to me. Well, this is what we do, we're putting you here, rather than saying, well, I can't think. My motivation is going away. I can't set a goal now. Last year I was jumping fences and doing 500 pull-ups. This year I don't even care. Well, they tried to prescribe statins. They tried to prescribe, I can't remember the other one, but they tried to prescribe 2 different things, and I told them I wouldn't take it. I said, I'm not doing that. I've seen what it done to my friends. It just made everything worse. Well, my whole experience when I went there to the traditional doctors was I was just the next 15 minutes in line. I was the next one. Okay, here's this guy, here's his age, here's this, he's here to see this is what I give him. See you later. I felt like they weren't even paying attention. I could have said, my skin's green, I'm turning blue, I'm dying, and they'd have said, okay, here's a statin, here's a cholesterol medication, here's this, take it, you'll come see me in 6 months. Just to get away from traditional medicine, which I had the healthy distrust of, I always was reading the health books and reading all these different parts, but I couldn't put the whole together. The straw that broke the camel's back, I was riding home from work one day, leaving early, and I heard Dr. Hotze and Dr. Sheridan on the radio, and they were describing symptoms, and I was saying, that sounds just like me. So I got home and I told my wife, there's these guys on the radio. They're talking about all these symptoms I've been complaining about. It sounded just like me. And she said, well, who was it? So on the way out of town, we stopped at the bookstore and picked up this book. Well, my first impression, I didn't make the appointment. My wife made the appointment. I'm a guy. I was kind of like, okay, I don't need this. My wife made the appointment as a Christmas present, and when I went there, I actually sat in the car 30 minutes before I went in because I'm thinking, here's another doctor, here's a whole bunch more money we might spend, here's this and that, I got 3 kids, But I went in, and when I went in, it was just like, this is not a regular doctor's office. This is something completely different. The whole approach, everyone there, it was just completely, I was just stunned. The first thing before I went, I filled out this form that basically did my whole medical history for almost my whole life. Then when I got in and saw the doctor, he spent an hour and a half to 2 hours going through the whole medical history, focusing on how do I feel and what happened here and how this might be interrelated, and we went through it. An hour and a half to 2 hours. I'd never had that experience with a doctor in my life, actually listening to what I was saying and honing in on what was wrong with me and how it made me feel and what it felt like and what I was trying to accomplish and where I wanted to go. That had never, ever happened to me. Everything was different at Hotze than anywhere I had been before, from the person who signed me in to the way the nurses talked to me, to the way the doctor treated me. There was a level of respect. There was a level of we're here to help. There's a whole different level of caring and concern, and it was mainly based around how do you feel? How you feel, not how we feel or what we think. There was no presupposed thing. It was just I felt like they cared, they liked me, they wanted to help me, as opposed to feeling just like another number. Well, when I went to the Wellness Center, they provided plenty of tools. They integrated an eating plan along with medication that they may or may not give me. We discussed everything, and it all reflected back to my health history that got me to the point that I was there. So the tools they gave me, in addition to integrating the the eating plan, they integrated everything else in my life. What is your work doing? How's your stress level? All these different questions. So it was an overall complete picture to help me become a better person and to feel better, rather than just, here's a pill, lose weight, you know, whatever it is. Today I feel like I'm about 25. You know, I'm a big workout, health fanatic, workout all the time. Weights, you know, P90X, doing bike riding, everything, working out with everybody. And I can do all of that. You know, I can do 60 hours a week at work. I can do my other job where I play music just for fun. I can do all of that, and the energy level, the focus, the drive, the determination, just everything that I had is back. It came back very quickly, actually. The experience changed the outlook of my health completely. Before, I was starting to get tired, starting to feel older, and now everything's completely changed. I remember I'd been there 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, started to apply the tools and the things they told me to do, and I was sitting in church with my family, and I'm looking around, and all of a sudden there's colors are brilliant and the sounds are really brilliant. I told my wife, I said, I feel like in Private Ryan, the opening scene when the guys are hitting the beach and it's gray-green and it's muted and there's death everywhere. And then after that, the color comes up in the next scene of the movie after that bad battle scene. I said, I feel like all of a sudden the lights came on. It wasn't Wizard of Oz color, black and white to color, but it was that kind of thing. All of a sudden life had more joy, it had more experience, had more light, had everything back, energy level, thoughts, goals, dreams, everything came back on, just like when you're 25. Well, when I went, they diagnosed a thyroid issue that I kind of suspected but didn't know. And they diagnosed it pretty much back to when I was a kid, because I had some skin problems when I was a kid. And once I went, I'd had them since I was a kid. And once I went there, they went away within 2 weeks. I remember, dermatologist was shocked. How did you do this? What happened? She'd been treating me for years. All of a sudden it's gone. Never came back, has never come back. They described an eating plan which made it simple to follow, made it very easy to do. They adjusted my thyroid, which didn't take very long to do that. They supplemented testosterone a little bit, not very much, just enough to get it where it needed to be. And they pointed out what vitamins and minerals would help me the most, and they do, and I just take them. And, you know, I go to see my friends, and they're on 40,000 medications, and they say, oh, what do you take? And I said, well, a little bit of thyroid, natural thyroid, and that's it. And they can't believe it. I would recommend Hotze strongly. I do recommend Hotze all the time to my friends. Sometimes I get to be a little evangelistic about it, but I really tell them, they'll ask me, what are you doing? What are you doing? Your age, you're doing this, this, and this, and I tell them, here, go see these people. My experience at Hotze Health and Wellness Center was night to day. It really was. You know, my physical condition in my mind was going down. And I knew something was wrong, and I knew something was probably really wrong, and if I let it go, it was going to get really, really wrong. And going there changed night to day for me. They really did. I tell Dr. Sheridan all the time, I said, you saved my life. You really did. You know, you gave me back everything that I thought I was losing, and then some.